Well, howdy there, guys. Welcome back to Stewie MTG and opening up this Game Night box. Mainly, I bought it for the face legendary creatures to go in different decks. Well, let's crack it open and see if anything else in here that I'm actually going to use. So with that nice packaging, Wizards has maybe done some research or a little bit better branding. Now, if we could just get foils not to crinkle, then we can go from there. But I know not a lot of people are going to be getting this particular set, except for those crazy like me who are, when you're building 27 decks at one time, kind of takes up a lot of cards, right? Just like Brian Canada over at Canada's Collectible Games, aka Cure for the Common Game, probably goes through more cards than I can imagine. But this is designed to be a game night item. You invite your friends over, you each grab a deck and shuffle up and play. From the professor's video, it seems like it's well designed and that there's decent play value in it. And if anybody's interested in the box, minus the cards, let me know, because I'm not gonna be keeping it. Might even keep the dice in there because I have many 20-sided dice. But I like the one comment that the professor made that I think is legitimate. These slots for the decks don't allow them to be sleeved. If you're going to be keeping this like this and using the box for storage, you want space for them to be sleeved. There's plenty of room in this, hard plastic container. Let's actually make sure nothing else is under here. Nada. I mean, it would be good if just a little bit more thought went into it, because even casual gamers, even if they play board games and that, a lot of them use sleeves. So, just make this double the depth. Do something better. Anyways, I'm going to set this to the side to be donated as needed to somebody who really wants it. So it comes with 5 decks, one of each color, which is a great introduction to Magic. I like the fact that they have these introduction cards at the front, giving an idea about what the deck does and its relative strengths and weaknesses. But let's go ahead and white, black, blue, red, green, in Wilburg order. And crack these open and see if there's anything in here I'm going to be keeping. And of course the pull tab doesn't want to work right. Get this a little bit closer so I can see it. Where does that pull tab start? Aha. You guys see that pull tab? Ah. So we have Glorious Combat. Let me turn down the glare on this bugger. Side note, today I was fixing up this light ring because the part that holds the phone busted. So I had to get some glue. And it's working fine now. So we got our tokens that we need in the front. This was the main reason I grabbed this bugger. Zamariel, the Seraph of Steel. The face commander cards or the face legendaries in these are unique to the set, not available, currently elsewhere. As long as it's your turn, equipped creatures you control have indestructible. So, Angel Equipment Tribal? I don't know. We've got a Captain in the Watch. Heavenly Blade Master. Argentum Armor. Moonsilver Spear. Sword of Vengeance, great card. Got ourselves a Banisher Priest, a couple of those. Danitha. Always nice to have. Forbidding Spirit. Kitesail Apprentice. Core Duelist. Core Outfitter. Pilgrim of the Ages. You got a couple Sarahs. Doesn't hurt to have some Sarahs. Howling Golem. Ancestral Blade. We have ourselves a Path to Exile. A Strength of Arms. Swords of Plowshares. Valorous Stance. A Vow of Duty. Colossus Hammer. Great Sword. Ring of Thune. A couple Trusty Machetes. And we got ourselves some planes, which, yeah, kind of a side note, I was getting low on lands. So it's nice to have a nice influx of probably 20 or so lands. So yes, as the professor noted, there's a whole lot of bulk. But besides that, if you're like me and tear stuff like this apart for parts, it's actually pretty decent. On to the next. Let me clean up the mess I made here. Kind of pre-sorting it for the bit after the video, where I get to sit and assort this into different deck piles up above where I'm currently working. Let's move on to Black and Dark Sacrifice. So on this side of this, there it is. Another side note, I mean, as far as bang for buck, this was $50. I had actually gotten it as a birthday present. I mean, if I were to keep this and sleeve it up, and, you know, if I've invited friends over to teach them how to play Magic, I mean, it could be, I think, with the way the decks are designed as a, you know, a 60-card format, I think it would be good. Something to keep for those game nights. But I have actually made my own intro decks, one of each color, and I have them in my collection. And in fact, I'm going to be teaching some friends a reintroduction to Magic. They'd played some time ago and they're getting kind of back into it, and going to be using those decks as an introduction. But here we have some more tokens, and here's the legendary. We've got Vogar, Necropolis Tyrant, Zombie Giant. Whenever a creature dies during your turn, put a +1/+1 counter on it. When Vogar dies, draw a card for each counter on it. That could be interesting. Zombie. Got our Demon of Loathing. Gravewalker. Priest of the Bloodright. Villas, Broker of Blood. Demon tribal thing going on here. Demonic Embrace. We got ourselves a Liliana's Mastery for some zombie. We've got our Bushmeat Poacher. Doomed Dissenter. Dusk Legion Zealot. Fleshbag Marauder. Gavany Unhallowed. Gifted Etherborn. A Lord of the Accursed. Melfield Twins. Ravenous Chup Thingy. I think MTG Ghoul Dude would like a lot of the cards in this deck. Got ourselves a Reassembling Skeleton. Howling Golem. Blood-Soaked Altar. A couple Doom Blades. Doesn't hurt to add to my collection. Some Sign and Bloods. Supernatural Stamina. Village Rites. Valve Torment. And some Swampies. Once again, we get demons, zombie, tribal thing going on here. Political trickery. This one, Mono Blue. with some tokens. Got ourselves a Maeve. I don't know. Insidious Singer. Siren. So I was thinking maybe Siren Tribal. It's got a goad sub theme. 3 mana goad. Whenever that creature attacks one of your opponents, you get to draw a card. There's a card draw sub theme. Interesting. Angler Turtle. Diluvian Primordial. Plea for Power. Interesting side note. It's got Will of the Council. Yes, this is designed as, potentially 5-player free-for-all. Politics is not something especially newer players are going to probably get or want. I found it interesting that they included voting cards, Precognitive Perception, Pull from Tomorrow, good card. Angler Drake. There's a Merfolk, Fogbank, Illusionary Ambusher, Jeering Homunculi, Murmuring Mystic, Seagate, Howling Golem, which seems to be so far in every deck. Oh, a counterspell. A couple Fact or Fictions, which by the way I was out of. Reprise, Runaway Together, Split Decision, Supreme Will, Tyrann's Invocation, Vow of Flight, Bloodthirsty Blade, and some islands, which I already had boatloads. I'm not really a blue player. My favorite color is white. Although I have noticed in my deck building, Mardu seems to be a very common theme. In fact, I'm building a Kalia the Vast deck, an Ishin, Two Heavens is one, and I've got like 4 other Mardu decks. Draconic Fury and some tokens. Lots of treasure tokens there. What do we got here? No Guy, Draco Zealot. Dragon spells cost 1 left. So it's a Kobold. Whenever it attacks, if you control 3 or more dragons, until end of turn, it becomes a dragon with base power 5/5 and flying. Going in my dragon deck. Ancient Hellkite, Dracuseth, the Great Inclusion, Flame Blast Dragon, Nullspine Dragon, Shivan Dragon, Crucible of Fire, excellent dragon tribal card, Dragon Egg, a couple Dragon Hatchlings, Dragon Mage, Dragon Speaker Shaman, because got to get those dragon spells reduced in cost, Flame Tongue Kavu, Furnace Whelp, Goblin Motivator, Kargan Dragon Rider, Rapacious Dragon, another Howling Golem, a Braid, good card. We've got Blaze, Dragon Tempest, a couple Lightning Bolts. What's magic without counterspells and Lightning Bolts? Mana Geyser, Seize the Spoils, and Vow of Lightning with some mountains. And last but not least, we have ourselves the Boundless Elves. I already have 2 Elves decks myself, a Golgari and a Mono Green Elves. So I'm not thinking that too much in here is going to really add to it besides the face card. These face cards and some of the rares are going to be going in some of my decks that I already have or are in progress. What have we got here? Emerald Elfheim Elite. 4 mana 3/3. Whenever it attacks, it gets +X, where X is the number of elves. You may have it assigned combat damage as though it weren't blocked. Love the fact they included Beast Whisper. Elvish Archdruid, excellent. Endurance Forerunners, good overrun on a stick. Immaculate Magistrate, Thorn Lieutenant. Dwarven's Elite, Elvish Rejuvenators, Elvish Skysweeper, Elvish Visionary, Draga Visionary, Llanowar Elves, which by the way I was out of. Llanowar Tribe, actually needs one. Sylvan Messengers. Got ourselves a Taunting Elf. Thorn-Willed Archer, that Howling Golem. I'm going to have 5 of those now. Broken Wings, Elvish Ambusher, Invigorate, Overrun, Rabid Bite, Ram Through, Regrowth, Vow of Wildness, Wirewood Pride, excellent card, and some for us. Well, with that, guys, this has been the Game Night Free for All unboxing. I am now going to be sorting this mess into the different decks in which they go into. And this has been Stewie MTG. Sorry for a long 15-minute video and rant, but it's done now. Later.